Republican National Committee Chairman Reince Priebus is with us from RNC headquarters in Washington. Chairman Priebus, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Charlie.
So looking ahead, clearly divisions in your party. When will these divisions begin to show us who the real race is going to take place between?
Well, that's a good question, Charlie. I think that, you know, you've got to remember that February represents about 5% of the delegates. March represents about 60% of the delegates. 4 years ago, Mitt Romney was the presumptive nominee in about mid-April, late April, and they started 30 days earlier. So I think we're a long ways out, but, you know, I think you're starting to see the field winnow, obviously, and the stage on Saturday is going to be a lot smaller than it used to be. So I think things are starting to come into shape.
What do you hope will come out of that debate?
Well, look, I mean, I think that you're starting to see conversations in your clips about foreign policy, immigration reform. These are things that are important to everyone out there watching this right now, and I think that you're seeing that. You know, having 6 candidates on the stage is obviously a lot, but I think that we're offering the American people a varsity squad of choices. Now it's up to the voters of the Republican Party to decide which one of those is going to be the nominee of our party.
Donald Trump says that the establishment and party leaders like yourself are afraid of a Trump victory. Is that true?
Well, he never said that about me, but I'm not afraid of any one of these folks running for president. So I think all of them can beat Hillary Clinton, who is under FBI investigation, or a socialist from Vermont. I mean, look, yeah, we've got some drama and some intrigue going on in the Republican Party, but if you look at what's happening in the Democrat Party, I mean, it is a complete and total train wreck. At least we have people that are working really hard to fight and claw their way to the nomination, but ultimately we will win in November.
So if Donald Trump is the nominee, the Republican Party will be behind him as their candidate.
We're going to unite behind whoever the delegates on the floor of the convention in Cleveland unite behind. That's our process. So our job is to be more prepared than we've ever been before, which we are. And if you compare the Republican National Committee to the Democrat National Committee, I don't think anyone out there objectively believes that we aren't crushing the DNC right now to be prepared to win this fight.
But candidates running against Trump have said his nomination would be a disaster for the party. And it is said that party leaders are saying the same thing behind the scenes.
You know, honestly, I don't hear that. I mean, in the competition, sure, candidates say, hey, look, I'm going to be the best choice. This person isn't going to be great. I mean, that happens all the time. But I think ultimately, if you look at where we're at as a party, if you look at where the Democrats are at, I think most people believe that we're in a pretty darn good place given the political situation that both parties are in and also where the electorate's at.
But if you're not hearing that, what are you hearing? A lot of people are complaining about the language that's used on the stage. Someone said to me the other day, I never thought I'd see the day where the children have to leave the room if a presidential candidate is talking. So if you're not hearing that, what are you hearing?
Well, look, I hear things like that. Of course I do. But, you know, I hear a lot of things. And after a while, you know, when you've got 6 serious competitors out there every day on the campaign stump, of course, you hear all kinds of things. But my job is to be prepared for whoever the nominee is, to not get involved in calling balls and strikes among the candidates, but to be more prepared to make sure we win the Senate. We got about 40 targeted congressional districts that we've got to win. And then we need to be ultimately prepared for a big cultural vote in this country, which, by the way, we've had a hard time winning, which means we have to be even more prepared to be able to do that in November. That's what I hear.
Yeah, but you also hear that the nominee of the party can affect those congressional races and control of both bodies in the Congress.
Right. That's true, Charlie, and I hear what you guys are, but I don't think we can today, in February, clearly understand which 2 parties are going to, and what candidates they're going to pick, and then ultimately analyze what's going to happen in November. We just don't know, because a week feels like a month and a month feels like a year. I don't think anyone out there knows where this thing is going, but ultimately I think if you look at the choices on the Democrat side with Hillary Clinton, who has got all kinds of problems with emails, the Clinton Foundation, FBI investigation, and honestly, of a socialist from Vermont who's not even a Democrat that's crushing Hillary Clinton with women, young people, and everyone in between. I like where we sit, guys.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, for joining us.
Thank you, Reince.
You bet. Thank you.
A reminder, CBS